Hello everyone, this is Mark3, and welcome back to From the Depths. Today I'm going to be doing a combat episode, like I promised I would, which is going to be pushing over to my east to try and get rid of the spawning point for the Deepwater Guard forces once and for all, and then I'll double back to capture this resource zone and clear out this area, after which I'll be going into a massive building episode, just to refit this entire craft since it weighs in at just under 10,000 blocks, which is a sizable chunk of my 15,000 limit, which is what my system can really handle. So yeah, I want to put this thing on a serious diet. So it's about to have an attack anyway. And there's nothing really changed except for this on the front here. It's not an official part of the ship as such. Really, it's more of a let's put something on for the lulz kind of thing. I always intended to put a cannon on the front of this ship, and since I'm about to essentially scrap and rebuild it, I thought, let's see what I can afford in my already saved turrets. And if you've watched my earlier series, which to be fair I don't think anyone really has, then you might recognise this as the Harbinger sub-turret, which I started using in the campaign, and I also built a ship around called the Saucer. And it's just now a nose-mounted gun for the Locust. It's trying to solve the weight problem it's got, tipping backwards, and it hasn't. It's not heavy enough. So the ship still can't move at full speed. But yeah, that's all that's really changed in this design at the moment. So, let's go ahead and shoot stuff. 6th Airborne. Yeah, I don't think they really stand much of a chance. Mayfly. Alright, I think that this... I've been looking at the actual map displays, and I believe that what the bars are showing down here, the bottom one is stuff that will spawn in immediately. Since I've got a single big ship as my first spawn, mine will go over. And then this bar above represents the rest of the points which are available in terms of block. So if I turn it up like so... yeah, it's peaked out at 19.4 thousand blocks, but I think it's going to spawn everything. So for these two fights I'm going to be trying spawning in a few more bits and pieces, but I know my computer struggles a bit with that. So I'm not going to do it too much. I'm just going to try it now and see how it turns out in the recording. This is only a minor fight, so I might actually skip it if it messes up too badly. Okay, battle begins. Drop that. Fighters launch. Everything's firing. Harbinger's shooting. Something's already exploded, I think. No, now things are exploding. Yeah, the Harbinger's sub-turret is not an especially accurate gun, but it's fast firing and it fires large shells, so... yeah, as you can see, it's doing serious damage to that big ship already. Unfortunately, it's not the kind of turret that I would actually want to put onto the Locust. Oh, I definitely heard a stutter there. Level up, thank you. One of my mayflies is dropping out of the air. I think it might have got hit by the Harbinger. Who knows? And why am I turning? I don't have combat AI on this. Yeah, but one of my mayflies is dead. That ship's just falling out of the sky, which leaves these small boats coming along. So just take the hood off it. Yeah, I think the Locust has gone into the territory of too much being spawned in. Especially if I turn up the thing to 19,000, because it's definitely getting slowed down now. If you'll get graphics slow down, then that remains to be seen. The ship needs a lot in terms of efficiency. Yeah, I think I'm going to... No, I'm not going to skip this. There's only like a couple of ships left. And they're all about to die, really. And why is my ship turning again? Why is my ship turning? Oof. Yeah, I think as part of the refit I'm probably going to fit a laser. Which will help a lot, because I know how to make really powerful lasers. So I can refit it with a main laser cannon. And that will help deal with a lot of smaller enemy ships. Wow. Something that small versus something that big. I don't think there's much of a contest. Yeah, it's already exploded. And there's so many missiles still in the air. Oh, okay. Locust came through with minimal damage, as could be expected. Don't know why it started turning at random in the middle of all that. A Mayfly got blown up. Which is, means I'm going to have to spawn that again, aren't I? Yeah, I'm going to have to spawn that in again. Right. Oh. For some reason the Mayfly is in the other dock. Not sure why. Okay, let's get it fixed up. Pull all forces out of play. Thank you. Right. I'm going to advance forward now because that was the defensive force for that entire area. Nothing left there. Jan Wall is... Is that it? Yes, this fortress is the base of all the factions' power. It is here from the fleets are produced. Strength 24.27. Yeah. I don't think that's going to be much of an issue. Excellent fleet moving around hunting me, but I'm going to hit your fortress before you can do anything about it. Including that defensive fleet there as well. So yep, you are going to die. Locust V5 versus... Actually, there's a lot of blocks involved here. Is something else going to spawn in as well? Anyway, I need to turn it down, because that was definitely stuttering during the previous fight. Though this sadly will reduce the spawn weight of the enemy forces, because my Locust will be taking so much of it. 15k seems reasonable, but when you consider that I'm using 10k of that, that's leaving 5k for the opposing ships, so it's not really much of a contest. Are you going to start the fight? Thank you. Right. Okay. Unlatched camera. It spawned the fortress in. The fortress is trying to defend itself. Oh, there's a couple of little flyers there. The fortress, though, is getting absolutely pummeled. That's a nice little shower launcher there. What is that? That is... Oh, it's got anti-missile laser systems. And that is just just a big missile tube on the top of it. Something exploded. Oh, the ammo in that ship there. Oh, I rather like the look of this. It looks like it's a bunch of ships just hammered together, effectively. And it's going to die really soon. There's two aircraft are getting to me now. One of those is a flying squirrel, like I fought with the chickens. Oh, there goes the main mast. Yeah, I'm not sure what the other one is. Let's take a look. A flying squirrel, and the other one's wandered off somewhere. Where is it? Here we go. A rubber chicken? What? So we've got a flying squirrel, a flying squirrel and a rubber chicken in the air. Yeah, that fortress is kind of done. If nothing else, the Locust is extremely effective against surface targets. But now it's going to try to take on these two little flyers. Was that an explosion? Yes, it was. And my radar's missing. Darn it, I thought I took care of that. Well, I did something better for it, but I didn't take care of it because it's not protected. Plus I'm getting bombed from above. That was a huge cluster of bombs that just got dropped on me. One of my launchers is out of action. Okay. Now it just needs to take care of these two small flyers, which well, the Locust doesn't actually have any fast tracking missiles. It's hesitated there again. What's going on? Something else spawn? No, nothing else has spawned. Yeah, look, this is the main problem. It's got all those missiles flitting around, and it's just dodging them all. Oh, well, Mayfly spawned and then crashed straight into... Yeah. Mayfly spawned and then just crashed straight into the side of one of my... Oh, that's the pause. It was Mayfly spawning. There's another one there, which is... Wow, you're doing well, aren't you? Yeah, these airships are just going to be dodging missiles all over the place. But since that was the spawning point for fleets of the Deepwater Guard, I won't have to worry about any additional fleets spawning in. So there is that. You know, it's also the question of what the resource deposit was like. I need to have a look at that. These bombs are picking me to pieces. Because I can't hit them. Yeah, I really can't hit these guys. Okay, let's modify this turret. Give you... Let's take out the explosive warhead. I forgot that was in there. Inside another fin. Leave it with those two. That might help a little bit. Oh, something just... collided and exploded and game froze again. Okay. Okay. Apologies for that. It seems the game glitched out and decided to have a little crash. So, yeah. I went back in and I've played it as far as I got. And in the background you can see the resolution of the fight where my computer threw in the towel. This time I got lucky and the ship's missiles actually managed to hit the last enemy flyer. It's about to die. Okay, it's now dying quite a lot. But, yeah, overall results are about the same. The ship's didn't quite get as much banged up as it did the first time through, because it killed the smaller flyers faster. But I'm still in pretty much the same position as I was before. Pull everything out. Get everything fixed. Yep, there we go. Right. So I've still got these two enemy fleets bearing down on me. I've got Plus growth 7 on metal. Interesting. I think that one's got high though up there, so I'm still going to go for that. And I've still got a lot of enemy pockets to clear out. So there is that as well. Let's get the Locust actually into the resource pocket so I can start gathering some resources. Things like that. But yeah, I've got only these 2 small fleets coming in. Well, strength 40 that. What is it? What even is it? An orca. Right. That's not too bad. So, I'm going to take this over. I'm going to destroy these 2 fleets. And then I'm going to move up there. And I'm not sure why the game struggled there. It shouldn't have, really. But it does warn about the update to Windows 10, which I have done since I last recorded. I think I mentioned this last recording, actually, that I'd done that. So I really don't know what happened there. And I apologise for that. I'm going to need a lot of resources if I'm going to actually do this. But yeah, let's get the fight started on that one. Just kill it off quickly. Mayfly in first. Yeah, I'm not even going to bother recording this. I've got 10,500 blocks on my side versus 1.1 on theirs. Yeah, I'll skip this and see when I've got a slightly better fight. Okay, and we're back. It's not really going straight into a fight as such. It's more because I think I've discovered all of the Deepwater Guard's resource deposits now. That's the one I was looking for up here. It's got oil 10, but that's got oil 10 down there. That's got oil 15 there. So my good oil one's down there. But it turns out that that's not actually the best metal one. It's got 5.5, 10.5, and they've got this one here, which is 12.757. So less oil here, but this one's got more resources. So this is where I want to be while I'm doing a big rebuild. I've not seen any new fleets spawning. So I think I have completely crippled the Deepwater Guard now. So all that's left really is to clean up. I mean, I can't even see a fortress over there anymore. Or was there a fortress there in the first place? I don't know. So yeah, all that's left really is this strength 77. Though I do have something slightly worrying going on. Which is... where's the key? Oh, that's not it. Oh, let's just use this. Diplomacy. Here we go. Right. And because of all the fighting and such, I have actually found that I am almost at war with the Twin Guard, whoever the heck they are. And that's entirely because they have been friendly with the Deepwater Guard, who I've been absolutely murdering. So yeah, on the brink of war, 9.5. I've scuppered Deepwater Guard, so that shouldn't be a problem, but I don't know where the Twin Guard is. So, you know, doing this last bit of clearing out might get me in trouble and get someone else attacking me, but actually that's orange over there. That might be Twin Guard over this way. To be written. Unwritten description. So yeah, Twin Guard is either over to my east or to my north, and I don't know which. Yeah, begin the fight. So my overall plan is to stop stuttering. That's not going to be any kind of challenge, I don't think, because 2.1 against 10.5, yeah, that's going to die really quickly. So my plan overall is unchanged. I'm going to move in and engage the 77, hope it provides a decent fight for you guys. Yeah. I mean, this definitely isn't. I mean, look at it. It's just a couple of small ships. Yeah, it's just a couple of small ships and that's all. Versus all this lot, and something's already exploded. Yeah, one of the ships has gone boom. AI dead, AI dead. Yep, they're done. And one of my mayflies got damaged again. I'm going to have to rethink this. I'm thinking of scrapping the carrier option on my Locust, because really it's not adding much to it. The Mayflies have their uses, sure, but half the time they get caught on their own ship, or they get blown up, or stuff like that. And that Harbinger turret I added on, again, it's good, it looks impressive and all that, but look at how many items it's throwing out. I think this might be part of the cause of the lag. Sure, it doesn't lag as much as the missiles do, but there's a lot more shells because of how fast it fires. So as part of my scaling back plans, I'm going to be reducing the number of missile tubes again. I know I did that once before, but then I added a whole load more and all that stuff. And cannons, I might be choosing a balance between having a load of them. Sorry, having a load of ones that are slow firing, or having some fast firing ones for smaller, faster targets, stuff like that. But I prefer to use missiles against small, fast targets like that get too close, because the cannons just won't do it. They'll be dodging around too much. And I think I'm going to install a laser system during this refit as well. I'm definitely going to do that, because I need the long range and accurate power to just swat all the small flies and things before they can get anywhere near me. To tell you the truth, my original plan for the Locust was it'll be going along, it'll be fighting along, it'll be upgrading a bit at a time. Like, I plan to do a siege upgrade, which would add a big cannon to the front of it, kind of like the Harbinger sub-turret, except it'd be a fixed one, forward firing, very heavy, so on and so forth. I plan to convert it into a helicarrier, convert it with lasers and laser defences, give it proper shielding, stuff like that. It'd be a step at a time, it'd be mixing in building episodes with combat episodes, and all that fighting, but the thing is, the Locust just... it's too complex for my computer to actually cope with it. It's too big. So that means I've got to cut it down. And if I still want to finish this campaign with a single big capital ship, I'm going to cut down to 12,500. If I want to cut this game down to continue to try and do it with a single big capital ship, I'm going to have to redesign it a lot more effectively than the Locust is built. Because let's face it, Locust is... sure, it's a powerful design, it has its strengths, but it's also inefficient and just too big for my system to handle. And yeah, this is the strength 77 and it's given me two things. There's something bigger, and there's... what the heck is that? But yeah, the Locust is just... it's big, it's powerful, but it's too big. And it's too inefficient for its size. So I'm going to be rebuilding it as I know how to build ships, as I prefer to build them, which is more compact, use as much space inside as I can. It's a coffin nail. It's going to cause some damage with all the shells, but the sheer number of missiles I've got in the air are going to just, yeah, do that. It's going down already. Not going to survive at all, though. So yeah, I'm going to be rebuilding the Locust as a more compact, more efficient ship. Will it be more lightly armed? In some ways, it'll have a lot less missiles at its disposal. It'll have some cannons on it, and it'll have lasers. So missiles will be downgraded, everything else will be upgraded effectively. Speed, radar range. I'm going to try and keep the radar range. I like the collapsing tower I've got on the Locust at the moment. I think it's a pretty practical design as far as having a combat ship with a tall radar mast on it goes. It has its uses. Speed, it's going to try and be... no, it's a submarine. I'm going to try and keep it fast, but smaller ship's going to be lighter, so it'll be easier to propel anyway. And it doesn't really need as much speed if it's going to have an easier time scavenging for resources. Yeah. I'm also going to redo the weapon system so that they target more effectively and ignore some targets as well, like it won't fire big missiles at... oh wow, that thing's getting shredded. So it won't fire big missiles at tiny, fast-moving targets and stuff like that. The cannons, if they're powerful cannons, they'll go for biggest enemy ships they can see, because they're more likely to hit it and cause some damage. And then it'll have small, fast interceptor missiles for close-in anti-air defences, anti-submarine missiles, cannons, blah blah blah. I'm just going to dedicate the systems a lot more, so that it can actually effectively engage different types. Wow, that ship is completely outmatched. Yeah, that ship's going to die. And the 2 Mayflies are spawning. The carrier. Two Mayflies is... It's okay. It's a good number. I said I was going to try and redesign with a smaller fighter craft. Problem is I'm not very good at small fighter crafts. I'm very good at small helicopters and stuff like that, so maybe I'll redesign a helicopter, but part of the problem is trying to make one that is actually smaller than the Mayfly. And the helicopter, it's a more compact design, and you have to balance it a lot more. So it's hard to judge, really. You know, yeah, that's the defence over there done. I'll move the ship on to engage that to help clear it out. Oh yeah, I took off the AI. Pull it out. Okay. So, carrier functions. Okay, winning that fight dropped that by 0.5. Okay, I can destroy this without having to worry about getting war declared on me. So carrier functions, I'm going to again take a stab at designing a small support craft, which I can use. With the new design I'm going to have to be more careful, because the problem the Mayfly's been having is it keeps catching on the actual main ship itself. And that's causing a ton of damage to them. They tend to blow themselves up more often than not. And so on and so forth. So, yeah. It's not an ideal design. Ooh, 14.6. I should be okay to play this completely, actually. Defences. Will the Locust be better defended? Absolutely. It's going to have metal hull. It's going to have shields. It's going to have lasers. It's going to have anti-laser deployers, because I don't know who I'm going to go after next. Yeah, look at that. That's what I was talking about with the carrier system. Oh, that's why the ship's been turning. It's because the Mayflies have been getting caught and giving the thing a boost at the back. And then then it's just stuck like that. So yeah, that's not very good. Yeah, this is just one of the Deepwater Guard's base locations. I was too focused talking about the Locust. I didn't get a chance to... Yeah, that thing just blew up its own missile. I was too focused in having looked at my ship to have a look at the actual enemy dock, which is now being blown up anyway. These are the two things we saw when I attacked that defenceless village earlier on. So yeah, the new Locust is going to be very different from this hulking barge, really, that it is at the moment. So yeah, it's, that's going to be the next episode. So I think that's actually about to do it, because the enemy's about to die. So yes. Yeah, that's it. That's the fight over. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to retreat my ship back to the resource deposit in Janewall. I'm going to rebuild it there, completely remake it. I'm going to ignore the requirements that I have a functional core at all times, just for this. Because, let's face it, I'm going to be building a new ship. That means I'm going to be effectively scrapping the existing one to get the resources and designs and stuff from it. So it's almost inevitable that the core's going to go kaboom at some point or other. In fact, I'm probably going to just gut it straight out and put it straight on the new ship while I rebuild it. So yeah, that's the plan for next time. It's just a complete overhaul and rebuild. And next episode will probably be the last time you see this gigantic thing wallowing around. Because I'll be taking parts off it as I go to fund building the rest of the new ship. Oop. It's on the move now. And I think it's going to go straight into an island. Yeah, this thing really needs a design. Most wanted improvement in the next ship: be able to turn properly. Because, yeah, that's the best it does as far as turning is concerned. It's not very good, is it? Anyway, yeah. This is Iron Mark III. And thank you for watching. I'll see you next time, when we turn this floating pile of scrap wreckage into something that might actually be a kind of warship. See you later.